What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are at Brookings International Airport for the second airport update for the month of September 2025. We've got one upgauge to one of our services, and we also have a charter and some GA aircraft like I promised. So finally have that set up, and will be a nice little addition to the variety here at the Brookings International Airport. Let's go ahead and get the video started as we pan on down to gate number 1, where we have the Allegiant A319 coming in from St. Petersburg on the Monday-Friday frequency still. Allegiant will add a couple of services this winter down to Punta Gorda and Fort Lauderdale, which is going to be very exciting. Don't know what exactly the aircraft types will be, but it does sound like it will be on something other than a 319, which is obviously used on the St. Pete service right now. But possibility there might be a MAX 8, so that will be very exciting. That will come around in the November update. October should still have some solid upgrades as well, so we'll definitely move about with that as well here. So yeah, I do have a bit of a thing with the light here, so I need to be a little wise as to what I'm doing here to make sure that it doesn't block the light or anything. But there's gate number 2, where we have the Chicago O'Hare bound CRJ 550 for United Express. This is a SkyWest one now, as they have been getting those a little more often, which is pretty exciting. So getting serviced up, and we'll be pushing back in a little bit of time. What is pushing back right now is the Embraer 175, which will be heading out to Denver. So a nice upgauge for this frequency, which was previously on a CRJ 200. Might not necessarily be an upgauge, but it is a better aircraft nonetheless. So at least an upgrade, generally speaking. The last aircraft at the terminal here is this Breeze Airbus A220-300. I would have had this aircraft in the Sioux Falls airport update for this month, but I recorded it well before the Breeze charter came around, so I decided to throw it into the Brookings airport update instead, since this does relate to South Dakota State Athletics. This is the charter for the Mercyhurst Lakers football team, the first time that these two teams met, and it was a blowout, as to be expected with some of these lower, not necessarily like lower ranked, but they're not even ranked at all, Mercyhurst specifically, so I guess that might be the right term anyway. But these lower profile universities, if you will. South Dakota State winning that game 51-7 on September 27th. So a complete domination, as they put up 28 points in the first half. I saw 17 points in the first quarter. So very dominant effort from SDSU once again. But there is all the aircraft we have here at the terminal. Like I said, there will be a nice little upgauge for Allegiant services with the 2 new additions this winter to Punta Gorda and Fort Lauderdale, and then Denver getting the Embraer 175 now, which is a very nice highlight. So now I want to turn my attention over to the GA section that I have here. Still using the box that my Tiny Tugs GSC shipped in to represent this, because that's probably the best way that I can do it here. So as we pan on down, we'll start off over here with the NetJets Challenger here, which is looking really nice. 3D Design Deck did a phenomenal job on this, and very excited to get more of their models as we move forward, especially with the next couple releases. Are going to have some great stuff with some Q400s and CRJs. Very, very exciting. So this Challenger, I don't really have any sort of routes or anything set up for them, so I'm just going to go on a bit of a whim here. We'll say this came in from Billings, Montana, because why not? And a bit of a larger private jet right next to that. We have a Gulfstream 4. And let's get a little creative here. Let's do, how about Binghamton, New York? Let's do Binghamton. I don't know who exactly would be on this type of charter between Binghamton and Brookings, but it is here because why not? And then right next to that, I've got a couple Cessna 172s, which are just of the SDSU Flight School origin. So they'll be heading out doing some pattern work and some other related exercises for the student pilots. And there's also a bus there as well, because as you saw with the Breeze, there were some buses here to get everybody loaded up. And if this were in Sioux Falls, this would be the 1-hour trek north up to Brookings. But here, since it's at Brookings in this airport update, it's probably like a 5-10 minute ride over to the other side of town, since that's where the campus is at and all that, because why not? So there we go, Brookings International Airport, our second airport update. Moving along really nicely here, just some slow progress as I still figure out exactly what I want to do with this, and especially long term once I'm done here. This will have to go somewhere else, so I made this setup to where I can at least move it around easily and not have to worry about wrecking it, especially if I have to once I take this down after the year ends. But rest assured, I'll try to continue this series in the long run, but for now, this will be a nice addition to the schedule. But happy to see a Legion going strong, United with the upgrade, a nice little Breeze charter, and then all of the GA additions that you could ask for. So that'll do it for this video. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.